Hello friends, today I have a couple of easy DIYs using IOD transfers. Let's get started crafting. We are going to start with this beautiful wood plank blank that I picked up somewhere on clearance some time ago. It's been in my stash so long I don't even remember where I got it. But it's very lightweight, it's oval, and I love it. We're going to use the Joie de Roses transfer sheet from Iron Orchid Design, IOD. And I think these roses are absolutely beautiful. And we are going to just place this whole sheet over this oval. I'm just going to hover it over and place it where I think I want it to be. I apologize for the glare. My overhead lighting makes that beautiful glare for you. I apologize. But I'm just going to lay it down where I want it. Then I'm going to take the little stick that's provided, and over the entire image, I'm going to press it. I'm going to press it down around the edges as well. And you'll see a little later that I go ahead and use my X-Acto knife and cut that excess off. Now I'm going to press all over the entire thing. Now here I'm taking my X-Acto knife, and it slices right through that plastic wonderfully. So I'm just going to get started and just slice it right around that edge with my X-Acto knife, as close to that wood as I can get it, and voila, it works beautifully. There we go. And then I will use those pieces later on. Now I'm going to, sometimes I use this, what they call ride the wave method, where I just make a little bubble and ride the wave, but this transferred so easily. There we go, trying to do that. This transferred so easily. Honestly, I just had to rub it in a couple little places, and it turns out beautiful. This was a great blank to put a transfer on. It was a fairly smooth surface, and there's one little spot that was left on my transfer sheet. I just found where it went and rubbed it back down. Now I'm going to use this sheet and burnish it. Just rub around, and it just makes all those little edges all flat and secure, so nothing's going to come up. Now where those planks were, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to run my X-Acto knife in those creases. Then I'm going to take my that transfer sheet, the plastic sheet that came off, and I'm going to run it through those just to burnish it into the cracks. Now you can see that's the last one. Now they're all done. How beautiful did that turn out? I'm going to take my little finger sander, just sand lightly, very lightly around the edges, and then very lightly in the across the transfer a little bit and in those cracks. I don't want to do very much. I just very lightly want to do it. Don't want it to look too distressed. Now I'm going to take clear wax, and I'm going to use these amazing makeup brushes that I love to use for my waxes. I also love to use them for stenciling. But I'm going to use the clear wax by DIY and coat this entire project. I get my IOD and my DIY products, my salt wash, from Sammy over at Unicorn Dust Designs. At her website link will be listed in the description box below, so be sure and check her out. I'm going to use dark wax by DIY just in those cracks and a little bit around the edges. Just a little bit. I just have a small little old brush that has turned into a chippy brush, and that's what I'm using. Okay, now I took a couple of pieces of this ribbon from Sam's Club. That's where I got this ribbon. I got it from Sam's Club. And I'm going to take two pieces. I'm going to pinch it up in the middle. I'm going to take a piece of twine, and I'm going to secure it in the middle, right in the middle, with a knot. I'm pulling them up to make sure they're both the same height, and they weren't, so I'm going to move it down just a little bit. Then I'm going to secure it in the middle with a knot. There we go. And then you see that burlap ribbon. It's a little bit wired, and I got that at Hobby Lobby. You can see got it on clearance. And I'm going to I guess I'm going to show you all of this little process like you don't know to cut off your little tails. Okay, we're going to cut off that extra. And then I'm going to have actually 2 layers of that burlap behind this bow. And what I end up doing is fluffing this bow a little bit. I guess I'm going to show you all the whole process of how I made this bow. I really thought I edited this part out, but I guess you need to see it for some reason. So here it goes. Okay, now I've taken 2 pieces of that burlap ribbon, just a little bit longer than the width of my bow, and I'm pinching it up behind the bow. And then I'm going to do that same process with a piece of twine, and I'm going to wrap it around a couple times really tightly and secure it in the back with a knot. Tie it really tight, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. And then if one's a little longer than the other, or was a little longer, then I trimmed it up. I secure it at the top with some hot glue, and this is done. This was super easy, and I think it turned out beautiful. It's going to be great decor taking us into fall. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Hello friends, it's giveaway time. Just like I promised, I have 10 of my favorite Can't Craft Without items to give one lucky winner. Now there are a few little rules to the giveaway, and they will be in the description box below, so be sure and go down there and read the rules. Number 1 is you have to be a U.S. resident, and I will announce the winner on my community tab, so you can just click on my little face and it will take you to my YouTube page, and underneath there's videos and playlists and live, and community is the very last one. And if you click on community, it will take you to my community posts, and that's where I can make announcements. And so that's where the announcement will be for the winner. The winner will be announced 1 week from today. All of this will be pinned in the first comment as well. I will respond to the winning comment. Also, you will have until Wednesday of the following week to respond, and I will announce it in the beginning of the video so that you will know that you are the winner. I will never ask you to send money or text me or anything like that. It will all be handled through email, through my email address that's in the description box below. Okay, let's get on to the goodies that you will receive if you are the winner, and then how you will participate. Okay, number 1 thing that I love is my desktop mini vacuum. This one runs by batteries, and it is the cutest little ladybug. Works great. You are gonna love this. I hope you win. The next thing are embellishments. It's more than one item. It's twine. It's the crocheted ribbon, and it's my new favorite chiffon ribbon. I keep wanting to call it lace. It's not lace. This one looks like lace. This is the crocheted lace. So this is one item. The next thing, scissors. Multiple sizes of scissors. Everybody needs good scissors. Okay. The next thing is by Redesign with Prima, and it's a mold. It's a beautiful medallion mold. Okay, the next thing is a full set of these makeup brushes that I use for stenciling and wax application. And I also heard my granddaughter say that you can use it to apply glitter, to flick glitter. You could probably use it to flick paint. Numerous uses for these. Love, love, love them. Speaking of wax, you will get a DIY dark wax. Cannot live without my wax. Okay, the other thing is, this is a twofer also. These little finger protectors. Cannot use hot glue without your finger protectors. And then the little clamps, the packaging broke, sorry. It was, Dollar Tree packaging sometimes is not the greatest. So it broke, so I put it in this little baggie for you. This is one item. Okay, speaking of hot glue, we're getting a hot glue gun. This has been my favorite one of all times. It's cordless. You just put it back in the little base to charge it, but it will stay a couple minutes off the charger. But it's nice not to have that cord. And I threw in a few little glue sticks to go with it. And the silicone mat that I craft on. I absolutely love this thing. It cleans up so easy. Paint just wipes right off of it. Glue peels right off of it. It stays nice and clean, and it's nice. This is doubled over. Okay, it's nice and big, and it stays nice and clean. And when you're done, if you don't have a designated crafting space, you can just fold it up like this and store it. Nice. Okay, last but not least is a mini heat press. Mini heat press. This is by HTV Ront, and I have some of their products, and they are amazing. And so I did not open this to show you, but this is the HTV Ront mini heat press. I also have, I'm not going to show you everything that's in here. I'm just going to show you quickly a little bonus package. Can you see a spindle or two in there? Yes, you're getting a couple of my spindles out of my stash, and just a few little things out of my stash that I love to craft with, that I think you will like to craft with too. So I want you to comment if you want to participate. 10K giveaway in the comments below, and you will be eligible to be in the comment picker. Good luck. Let's get on with crafting. This wooden tray was part of a set of 5 I ordered on Amazon. They are in my Amazon storefront, and I'm going to paint the entire thing with white swan. I'm going to use another page from the Joie de Roses IOD transfer booklet, and the trimmings to mold. I'm going to do that one on the bottom. So I'm going to paint that with the white swan. I'm going to take some cornstarch. I'm going to put it in the mold so that the air dry clay does not stick. I'm going to use the DOS air dry clay, and I get that on Amazon. I'm not sure if that's in my storefront or not. I'll have to double check, and I'll try to be sure that that's in the storefront in case anyone wants to get it. You can just get it on Amazon. I'm going to work it really good, get it really nice and smooth. I'm going to roll it up to make it long, and then I'm just going to press it with my fingertips down in there. I learned all these tricks from my friend Myra over at Farm Fresh Design 59 because she is the queen of molds. She makes it look so easy, and she can whip these things out in no time flat. She uses an old gift card, and she uses that to smooth hers out. And I have this little yellow tool that I don't even know where I got, but it works great for this. And so I just smooth it out, and I just work in little sections when I have a big piece. And so that's what I'm doing here. And once I get it all smoothed out and pressed in, and I press in pretty hard because you want all those details to show up nicely. And the IOD sisters, they just have the best molds ever. They may cost a little more than other molds that you can purchase, but they are definitely high quality. Now I'm going to flip it over, and we're just going to let gravity let it fall out of there, and gently, very gently move it out of the way. Now I'm going to make 2 of these because one is not going to be long enough to use on our tray. I'm going to tell you here, I'm going to use 2. Now we're going to go back to the tray, work on the tray. I'm going to cut out this transfer to make it fit in the tray. You can always cut your transfers up to make them work for you. You do not have to use them whole. So I just want to cut this up, and you're going to see that I cut this up and piece it together on this little tray, and it turns out fantastic. So you can see here, I'm going to put it down in here. I'm going to press it down so I can make a little line so I can see where to cut. I'm actually going to cut part of that rose off. I think it's a rose. Yeah, I think it's a rose. I'm going to cut those 2 little buds off because I want to put them over there on the side. So I just cut around them and cut them off, and then I end up cutting them apart, cutting them separate. But first, I'm going to apply this just the same way that I applied the other transfer to our first project. I'm going to press it down with the stick that's included in every transfer book, and then just lift it off gently. And voila! These transfer so nicely today. Every once in a while I get one that I just have to really work it. So I'm trying to figure out where I want these to go. I lay them out before I take them off the sheet so I can see where I want them. You can see here I've already laid them down. I'm not going to show you every little piece that I put on, but I'm showing you how you can cut just little pieces off and you can lay them like they're coming onto your quote-unquote canvas. And then you can just add leaves here and there. You can add little flowers here and there. Just let your creative juices flow however you want to make it look. If you want to layer them up, layer them up. So I just added what I wanted, where I wanted, what I thought looked good. Because it's my creation. You put it wherever you think it looks good when it's your creation. These DIYs that I do on my channel are solely for inspiration. I love to create and I love to share my creations. And so, you know, it's God-given talent and I appreciate it. And I'm very thankful and grateful that God has given me a talent. And He's given you talents too. And so be grateful for them and use them and share them. So I'm going to take some weathered wood and I'm going to dry brush around the edges. I started out very gently on the bottom just to see if I was going to like it. And I did, so I went a little heavier. And then I go around the edges as well. And then I took some cake batter by DIY and did the same thing. So I had a couple different colors. And I have a couple little wooden pegs. I think they were supposed to be like little doll people or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I used sandy blonde. I'm not sure what color I told you a while ago that I used, but I'm doing this voiceover late at night, so there's no telling what I'm going to say. Sandy blonde, yeah. So I'm going to paint those pegs. Oh, first I'm going to... Oh, goodness gracious. First I'm going to glue on those molds that I did before they get too dry and before they set up, because they bump up end to end. They're so amazing. So I'm going to put this one right here on the end, but I want them to be flat on the end. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to cut the clay right even with the end. So it's just ending with the end. So it looks like it was made that way. Then I'm just going to press it down with my finger and make it smooth. Now you can see where the end of that stops and the other one starts, where it starts over. It just looks like it never ends. It just starts and stops right there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the cake batter and I'm going to very carefully with a very soft brush paint in all those little nooks and crannies. And I want y'all to remind me next time I use this mold how much time it took me to paint this, because it did take me a little while. I probably spent about 15 or 20 minutes painting this, and then I had to get out a small paintbrush to paint inside all those little details. But I'm going to tell you right now that when you see the end result, you're going to say, Kendra, quit whining, because it was totally worth it. It's beautiful. Okay? All right. So now there's the little pegs. I totally was out of frame the entire time I was doing all the work on these, so you're not going to get to see it. But I did paint them with white swan, and then I dry brushed them with weathered wood and cake batter just like the tray. Now I'm going to take white swan and I'm going to do a heavy dry brush. So is that really called a dry brush? I'm going to do a light-handed brush. I'm going to wipe off a lot of the excess, and then I'm going to do a light-handed brush. Over this to bring out all those beautiful details. Then I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to spray it with this fixative, because I was afraid I would ruin all the details if I tried to use a wax or anything else to seal it. Now I'm going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick, and I'm going to attach these little pegs for legs. Make a little riser tray. And now for the chiffon ribbon. I'm looking for some colors that look pretty. They all look pretty because they're all beautiful. And so I choose these two, and I'm simply just going to tie a couple pieces around the handle because I felt like it just needed a little something extra. And that's all I did to this little tray, and I think it's beautiful. Let me know what you think about this one. I hope that you enjoyed this video and the French shabby look of these DIYs. I absolutely love them. They are going to be beautiful decor all the way into fall. Don't forget to comment 10K giveaway in the comments below to enter into the giveaway. It's going to be fun. But most of all, remember to be still and know that He is God.